we got a guy up there. Who in the hell is Mel Kiper in a way? I mean, here's a guy.
The Oakland Raiders select quarterback Jamarcus Russell, LSU. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have traded the 7th pick to the Buffalo Bills. With the 7th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select Josh Allen, quarterback, Wyoming.
Welcome to 42North 78West Sports Show. Here's your host, Sebastian.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the 42 North 78West Sports Show. I'm your host, Sebastian. Episode 25. Let's go, baby. Now, this is basically our draft special. We're going to talk mostly about the NFL draft in the beginning of the show. Also, Buffalo Sabres, the good old New York Yankees. UFC also, what a show they put on. Also, we're going to bring up our boy NASCAR. Kevin's going to got some special for us, I guess.
You're in for a treat.
And then also New York Knicks, and then a little bit more honorable mentions. But let's see. Hey, Alex, Kevin, what's going on, guys?
Hello.
Hey.
Happy birthday, Aaron Judge.
Hey. And
Happy
Zach,
birthday.
what's going on?
Happy birthday to everybody else today, too. But also Aaron Judge. Go Yankees.
So the NFL draft will be this Thursday. Now, we're going to announce, too, we are going to live stream the actual draft. So if you want to have people, if you don't have anyone to watch the draft with, come join us. We're going to watch the whole thing. We're going to break down every pick. And maybe we'll get to the Bills pick. Who knows? Well, it'll be about 3 hours until they'll pick, but we're gonna sit through it. What we gotta do? What we gotta do?
Unless
We gotta
trade
do.
down.
Unless we do that. Yeah. But
then I'm gonna throw my hat and probably go home and go to bed.
all right. So I think we all know Trevor Lawrence is going first. I mean, we could let's talk about basically right now, just the top 5 picks, because we all know basically Trevor Lawrence is going first, right?
You probably could say the top 2 picks are set in the stone.
Basically,
Trevor
yes.
Lawrence, Zach Wilson. And then after that, it's just kind of we'll see.
The draft begins at 3.
Yeah.
And then let's see whoever puts out any controversial things during the draft who will make their stock go lower. Aaron Tunzel, example.
Those tweets that they'll dig deep.
Yeah,
those people
they'll get them.
find those
They'll
tweets.
get them.
I mean, Josh Allen had tweets too.
Yep. That's what I was saying. They'll find something about him.
I just like to say real quick on behalf of all Zachs everywhere, apologize to Zach Wilson having probably go to the Jets. It's not a great situation to have to go into.
Pouring out to his career right now.
Yes. We'll smack him around twice a year though, so that's cool.
T's and P's.
It's
T's
fine.
and P's.
Okay with me.
Yeah.
And then
It's a shame because I do like Zach Wilson. But.
Agree.
I mean, we could one more thing we could probably think, because we're gonna break this down way more during the draft and all that. I mean, we got to talk about the Buffalo Bills' needs right now for who are they going to draft. I mean, of course, they've been drafting last 30th in the first round. So, who do we need? I mean,
Jalen Phillips, he'll be gone.
He'll be gone, but
Greg Rousseau, he'll be there.
I'm probably thinking we're going to get a backup cornerback or something like that.
Well, this is where it's fun because usually, when we used to pick high, we kind of had an idea of where we were going to go. But picking at 30, the possibilities are endless. We could go corner, we can go edge, you can go running back, or just best player available.
I'm still not used to that.
Right.
I've been waiting my whole life for it, to where I'm like, dude, I can't wait till the Bills are picking later in the draft. But now it's not as exciting.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's better now that I actually look forward to the actual football season as opposed to the draft, where every year it was like the draft I look forward to even more than the actual season.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the case anymore. Still look forward to the draft very much so. Looking forward to getting better and hopefully filling a couple needs to get us over the hump.
What was being talked about? We may trade up for ETN.
That's been started. Yeah, they're saying we have to we're trying to get above maybe the Jets or Jags late first round picks, which would kind of make some. I don't know. I don't think it'd be smart for the Jets or Jags to go running back with their first round pick, or their second first round pick, I should say. But I don't know. I'm not into the idea of trading up for a running back. If ETN is sitting there at 30 and we take him, I could live with that.
but not to give up assets to move up for running back.
No,
Especially because like
for a running back, you're not going to have in 4 or 5 years.
because like the track record shows
Or
a lot of your elite running backs you can find day 2 in the second, third round, even sometimes later than that. So,
And I'm not really seeing like, because I have written down like everyone's draft needs from NFL.com, and I don't really see many teams that their like top need is a running back before us.
maybe Pittsburgh might be like the
Pittsburgh
one
was
big
one.
one.
Pittsburgh was one of them, but I mean, other than that, like
The Jets are the only other one I can think of that they don't really have a running back.
Because it seems like most teams that take running backs the first round are, actual like contenders. You don't see teams that have a ton of needs
Yeah,
that got to
it's just-
fill.
I mean,
they fill a
just,
running
like,
back
trying to
'cause-
fill in a gap right there.
right.
Like the Chiefs last year
Yeah,
with
exactly.
Evans
Yeah,
Hilaire.
But
yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
other thing.
Yeah.
The Chiefs took one last year, so they're
Mhm.
not going to do it again.
Right.
And
And
they're,
they pick-
they're behind us anyways.
Yeah, right.
But the the Packers will pick in front of us. If they don't go wide receiver, I don't understand. Like, I mean, they've had they passed how many times on receiver last year,
Mhm.
and they also they drafted a running back last year, and I don't see them going running back. So
And if ETN goes before we pick, then it's Najee Harris.
I mean I guess Harris could be there still. I don't know,
I mean,
but I don't know.
I feel like I don't know. It's tough because first of all, it's all speculation,
right,
and then
it could just totally be being just thrown out there, just to get teams worried or whatever.
right. And then with every other team too, and then
Detroit announced that they were gonna trade away the 7th round pick or their 7th pick. They're open to it. So they always put out those things. It's always also too. Well, not the Jaguars this year, but usually some teams are like, "Oh, we'll trade the first pick for anything," but they always do that to tease you. But they already know their
Right.
pick. They just want to have some fun with the media.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We probably won't see on Thursday night the pick is in till at the earliest the 3-minute mark, because
kind of blows
Yeah.
my mind that teams don't do what Tim Murray does or did.
yeah. Well,
Just send Goodell right to the podium. I mean, I know it's more like
yeah.
for like TV and like you have
Yeah.
to fill the time,
Yeah.
but-
I'm pretty sure the Jaguars, like right as the clock hits, they're like sending their card in, and I'm sure it's the league that's just
Yeah,
holding
dragging
things
it
up, trying
off,
to
yeah.
slow it down.
They even
there's-
said that
there's no way.
that Trevor Lawrence might already have the Jags playbook in possession right
Yeah,
now. Like
probably
it's-
does.
I
Probably
think
does,
a
yeah.
lot of teams send out playbooks to
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
players,
yeah.
before,
Mhm.
just to kind of get a
Yeah,
feel.
but there's zero chance that as soon as Goodell announces Jacksonville, you're now on the clock, they're scrambling around their office like, oh my God, Wilson or Lawrence. There's zero chance of that. They're taking Trevor Lawrence.
Did you guys happen to come across the draft story from Bills and the Bills and Josh? He was like he was a couple hours late for their draft meeting dinner, and like Bean really liked that, like he would just like communicated the whole time, and he thought it was like super mature, and that he still showed up and didn't just be like, hey, I'm late, see you tomorrow. You guys see that?
I did not.
No,
This is
No,
news
did
to me.
not. Nope.
I think I read it on like Bill's Wire or something.
I forgot what else I came across earlier.
They like humble and hungry. That's what I know. They
We're s-
draft people who are humble.
I think it was Sal Capaccio who just went back to his thoughts from the 2018 draft, where he basically said that he thought that Allen was our guy the entire way, and like he said he liked Mayfield, but he thought he would probably go before, and obviously ended up going number 1. He was like really sure that Sam Darnold would go before. And then he personally thought that Josh Rosen was the best pure passer in that class. And he actually mocked Rosen to the Bills because he was there, but he said he wasn't exactly sure if that would be the pick. And in the end, like he mentioned, actually he quote tweeted Ben Albright from an old tweet from 2018 where Ben Albright said that Josh Allen was our guy the whole way.
Mhm.
So in which we were talking about before the show, our feelings, how we felt in the moment when we took Josh Allen.
It was
And
pure disappointment.
Cold takes exposed.
I was devastated. I thought we threw away another 4 or 5 years
Yep.
right down the drain.
Yeah, I remember sitting on.
I really did.
I remember sitting on the floor in your basement and just kind of being
Yeah.
like, head back,
Like why?
Why?
What do we
just
do?
had? We doing?
When when Goodell said Josh, I was elated, and then when he
Mhm.
said Allen, I was like, that's the wrong one.
I literally through my head, I was like, we are never going to be good. I'm like, just as I thought this regime was like smart, like they were accumulating picks and they were working their way to try to trade up to get a quarterback. I was like, this is it. Like, we're gonna finally get our guy. And then they did that, and I was like, we totally took the wrong one.
Josh Allen has proven you wrong, though.
Yeah,
Obviously,
and then all
and
of a
I,
sudden-
and I
Definitely
could
proven you
not.
wrong.
I could not be happier.
Of course.
Yeah,
that he proved me
all
wrong.
of a sudden,
I'll
he's
be
made-
wrong at every draft
all-
pick possible if that means
All of a sudden, he's on all the West Her cars.
Yeah, he's
They-
made all of us.
they
Team
took-
West Her, baby.
You know, you have noticed that they took off Steve Tasker's face on like every single one. It's like Josh Allen's face on all of them.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Oh, who's supposed to say?
obviously. Like, why
Okay.
would
Steve Tasker, man.
Yeah.
Give us open arms, man.
Yeah,
Good
but
for him.
I like
Allen's
Steve
the quarterback.
Tasker.
Give it
Yeah,
up.
Steve Tasker's
All
cool.
right, let's move on though. Buffalo Sabres.
Buffalo.
We just took a loss to the Rangers. You know, shout out Saps. You know,
Mika
lo-
Zibanejad.
he loves.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, Saps was on. I saw him on a commercial. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
MSG,
That was pretty
MSG,
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
MSG one. I
Yeah.
knew he was on one before.
He was on a commercial.
He was on an
That's
MSG
pretty
Yep.
one. Yeah, I did.
How
yeah,
did we get that?
just filming reactions?
Yeah, keep filming reactions.
Yeah, just filming reactions. They caught. They took one of them and used it on the commercial.
Interesting.
Pretty sweet. That's cool.
Wait till we go to Watkins Glen. We'll be on all the NASCAR commercials.
That'd be sweet. Kevin rocking a 38 jacket or something.
Yeah,
like
you
that.
get. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's not get Kevin too excited yet. Though.
Yeah,
we still got some
got
segments to
time
go.
on that
Get me
one.
fired
Yeah.
up.
We
Yeah.
still got some stuff to talk about before we get.
That's true. Sabres time.
But so yeah, Tokarski. Might not be it.
Tokarski.
I was just was he's been kind of up and down. Like at times I'm thinking I wouldn't hate bringing him back as the backup next year, and then other times I'm like, I don't know. I mean, let alone the shootout stuff alone, I don't think he should be back as a backup next year. But then his performance yesterday was not great.
Ooh.
He seems to be hit or miss, but then
I
don't want to go as far as to say that the team has always been hit or miss, because the team's been playing, really well under Granato. I mean, they've really only had a handful or so like bad throwaway games, So
and I don't even think they were horrible yesterday.
right, yeah. I mean, New York was just, they were on.
Put up a
Yeah,
fight. We made it
yeah.
close to the end, and
Reinhardt had
chance.
another one.
yeah,
Reinhardt, 37 goal pace.
love that.
So my question about Sam Reinhardt, okay,
Ooh. Here we go.
is like, you haven't committed to him long term yet, right?
No,
Okay. He's up against unrestricted free agency soon.
Mhm.
So who's to say Sam isn't just kind of like, you guys haven't believed in me yet, what makes me believe that you guys are gonna, believe me now?
well, they offer him a deal and
I mean, yeah,
a
you could always
respectable one.
always
Like,
offer him a deal. I mean, yeah, and that's
That's how you
the
show
duh
'em, I mean,
answer. But I
right.
mean, but then, there's two sides of the negotiation table. Does Sam sign the deal?
Or is he like, hey, I'm gonna test the market and I'm gonna see who's the highest bidder?
Exactly.
Mhm.
Because Buffalo
that-
could offer him 7, 8, upwards of maybe even 9. But if a better team with a better situation offers him the same contract, I mean,
yeah,
him and
it's a little
Jack can
tough.
FaceTime and hang out in the offseason.
That is a little.
I
tough.
mean, going into restricted free agency, if someone were to offer him a big deal that he signed, that would be his way of saying, like, all right, prove to me that you believe in me and you think I should be part of the future.
Does he have another
Match that offer.
Does he have another RFA year?
Yeah, this is an RFA year for him.
Okay.
He'd be like, all right, like match this offer. Like if you still believe in me, if you think if you think I can be part of your future, match that deal. And I mean, it depends on how much it is. I wouldn't, but
Yes, the Thomas Vanek
Oh.
concept.
but I don't know if you can afford to just lose Reinhardt for draft picks. That's the thing. I would much rather trade him than just let a team offer a deal and take the draft picks from restricted free agency compensation.
I honestly just think I would rather have the player.
Of course I would.
You know, I don't want
Here's my thing that, and it was talked about around trade deadline time. The only way I'm trading Reinhardt is if you get an Anthony Mantha similar return, which Steve Eisenman fleeced Washington for.
Yeah, I don't know how we got that.
Yeah, I don't think Kevin Adams can pull that deal off. But if he could, that's the only way I'm accepting. Just go on. Move on from Sam Reinhart.
Mhm.
I would much rather keep the player, like you mentioned.
Especially not playing him at center. It's like that would suck.
Of
We're
course.
finally playing
Yeah.
him at center. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, we might lose him.
Right.
If we don't match an offer.
Right.
Well, you put him back at wing when Eichel comes back, right?
You don't have to.
because
Well,
now
yeah,
he
that's
could
true.
There's
also,
nothing.
He could have it
There's
second line.
nothing wrong with having. Yeah, there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with having loads of center depth. It's
Yeah.
much easier
Yeah.
to find wingers, competent wingers, to play alongside of good centers. Much easier to build a team that way.
are we
Mhm.
done with Victor Olofsson? Is he what he is, or can he still develop?
Well, you have another year of him on a fairly favorable deal. He's only making what, 3.8 maybe. He signed a 2-year deal, so we have him for next year at that.
Mhm.
I would stick with him for that.
Mhm.
He's not a perfect player by any means, but he still has a great shot. I mean, he's a power play specialist, and we haven't really seen him utilize that often. But let's get Jack back next year
Mhm.
and get Jack on the power play with him, and hope that makes up for it. Olofsson, I will say this: I am done with him in the top 6. I say put him in the bottom 6 and just leave him on the power play.
Yeah.
Like, he shouldn't be racking up top 6 minutes, because he's got some flaws as a player, 5-on-5. But you leave him, you just kind of stash him in the bottom 6, hope he can pot a few here and there, 5-on-5, and then you stick him on the top power play with Eichel and Dahlin feeding him the puck, and hope he gets some opportunities to let it rip, and hopefully he can get back to scoring at least 20 goals a year. That's my opinion on that. And then if next year he's really still just showing his flaws are really, what's the word, like, not covering up his strengths, then yeah, I would say move on. But he's got one more year in a fairly favorable deal. So
Yeah.
And we'll have to just wait and see. But we gotta go. We gotta move on from that. But the New York Yankees, man. I know you said, well, what, 2 more series? You guys said maybe 1 more series. They'll be back. They are still on a shaky start. They are below 500, but the bats are coming back. Gio just homered too. We got a lot. They're Aaron Judge heating up. If you guys liked my my clip art of him trying to hit a pumpkin, because they were that bad.
Yeah.
it was a good weekend in Cleveland, though.
It was, yeah.
They came to play. The bats came back alive. Not so much Saturday, but that was against Shane Bieber, and luckily our ace Garrett Cole outperformed their ace and Shane Bieber, which is what you hope for. That's why you pay him the big bucks. And I'm a little disappointed at how they handled yesterday's game, because they were, well, which is weird. All the games except for all the games they trailed. All 3 games they won, they trailed in those games, came back to win. And then Sunday they were up 3-0, and then they blew that lead. But then they were down 5-3 in the 6th, I believe, and they go to Nick Nelson.
Oh, geez, yeah.
And Nick Nelson's just getting shelled.
It's
Yet, or actually, it was 4-3 at first, then went to Nick Nelson, and he's getting shelled, and they're just leaving him out there.
Yeah, bringing him out 1 inning was kind of questionable. Like,
bringing him out a second inning was the problem.
Was like, what are we doing?
And then we wait until we're down 7-3 to get Luis Cessa warming up. Now, I understand you took the first 3 games of the series, so you're not as, what's the word, anxious, for lack of a better word, to win Sunday. You don't necessarily feel like you really need to win that game, because you already took the series.
We felt like we didn't care about that game.
Yeah. So, like, I understand you might save your top guys, O'Day, Green. Maybe you use one of them and then rest the other 2 or something along those lines. But the entire bullpen, not even outside of Green, Chapman, and O'Day, who are supposed to be your high leverage guys, Loizaga, Cessa, they've even pitched very well. Lutke's pitched well.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm missing one of them. But Nick Nelson's literally the only guy who has not done, who's been atrocious, and they just rode it out with him just to give everyone else a rest. And I'm like, I understand you're going to rest some guys, but look, let's get the 500 first before we start punting games away. Like, let's get back to five. Let's get back to 500 baseball.
As we're trailing to the Baltimore Orioles right now.
Yeah. Well,
trailing
Matt Harvey
3.
has held us to only 1 run. Matt Harvey.
Some vintage Matt Harvey.
So as I just said, the bats started to come alive.
And
you know,
now
this
it's
happens. But
What is nice though is that after
still a couple innings left,
the road trip, we could see some Zach Britton soon.
thankfully.
So that'll be huge to bring him back.
Luke Voigt's up at the alternate site as well. Could be getting him back as well.
His
Yeah,
boys.
our guy.
Yeah, his shirt's too tight.
So those will be really nice additions to the lineup and bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, Nick Nelson was already optioned, so that's
God.
good. We don't have to worry about that.
The thing that kind of, I don't know, irritates me about Yankees fans is the ones that say it's a 162 game season. Relax, it's only April. Like, you're below 500, my guy. Like, I'm not saying like I'm not. It's tough because that is a fair point. It's a 162 game season, but you know, if you don't turn it around, you know, yesterday, then how long is it going to be? You know, all of a sudden it's July, it's, you know, early August, and you're still, you know, 8-9 games behind or games back in the division. You know,
it can get away from you quick.
That's what I'm getting at. Yeah,
I hear you saying. I just think there's some middle area. Like, I don't think you should be completely like calm and not like getting frustrated or whatever like that, and just being like, I don't care until July or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think you should be completely panicking like this team's trash, this and that, whatever. Like, I'm sort of in the middle where I am frustrated with the way they're starting, because even though it is 162 games, these games all count. And go back to 2017 where we had a rough stretch in the middle of the year. That kind of cost us the division almost, and having, you know, potentially, well, avoiding a wild card game. Not that it mattered, but you know what I'm saying. And then 2019, where we had a 500 start for a while, that could have cost us home field advantage against Houston in the championship series. So all 162 games count. So I'm frustrated that they're losing these games still.
Mm-hmm.
But the team is still loaded with talent. I'm still very confident that they will get rolling at some point. But it's frustrating because come, you know, September, October, when it's getting in the nitty-gritty, we're in a division race or we're in a race for home field advantage for the number 1 seed in the American League. You can go back and look at your first 15 to 20 games and think, wow, we really wish we would have stole at least a few more in there, or we, you know, they didn't, you know, they would have came out a little bit hotter, a little more sense of urgency coming out of the gates.
Hey, you know what's good? The Oakland Athletics are 14-8. Oh, sorry. Just want to put that out there.
We're on the East Coast.
Just want to put that out there. Sorry.
What? The West Coast is eating dinner right now, Sebastian. They're not. I don't know if they're tuned in right now.
They just got home from work. So.
Yeah. Hey, I could be with my boy Athletics, man. That's fine, man.
I'll be asleep for 2 hours by the time their game starts.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I look at the highlights the next day. I'm like, okay, there we go. Now, but you know what? Let's go to something like that really exciting happened, because I know this is something we got to talk about it, because it was basically big news for literally 2 nights in a row. Like the UFC 261. Holy, like, first of all, the injuries were just gruesome, and what was the guy's name whose ankle just shattered? What was his name?
It was Chris Weidman.
Literally, the thing about it was, when I watched it, he kicked right when he tried to put his foot down, he didn't even realize it was broken, and then he puts his foot down. He was like, he literally was trying to get back into position. I'm like, he steps down, and then there he goes.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my.
And what's wild too is the fight before that, the Anthony Smith and Crute fight.
Yep.
The dude hurt his, now it was from a kick from Anthony Smith.
Yep.
And he shattered his ankle, but he ended up, you know, working to get a takedown, and he took it down Anthony Smith for the last minute of the round. But then he got up from the takedown, walked back to his corner, and he couldn't walk.
Yeah, and that's what
and then he just fell into the cage, and then he tried to stay up and fight, and the ref just called it. So we thought that was bad. We saw that happen. We saw his ankle twist. We're like, oh, that was nasty.
Yep.
And then the very next fight, Chris Weidman throws a kick and literally just Anthony Silva, you know, Anthony Silva, like, just disgusting. And
It's the first ever knockout without a strike for Uriah Hall.
Yeah, and Hall handled it. You could tell he was devastated. Like, he didn't seem excited at all about winning. He just dropped his head. He just knelt down in his corner. He was heartbroken for him. And then he said at the end of the fight in the interview that he owes Weidman another fight, no matter what their rankings are, no matter what he does next. He owes him a rematch, which when Weidman gets healthy again. So that was very classy response from Hall.
Hey, Jake Paul was in attendance. I'm surprised no one wanted to say hi to him for a bit.
No, there was F Jake Paul chants throughout the building.
I hope he accepts that Daniel Cormier UFC fight.
Oh my god! Someone just knock him out. Someone just take him out. Like,
well, I mean, about fighting,
he's not taking a UFC fight. There's no way he's stepping in the octagon.
Floyd,
he's not stupid.
This exhibition fight that's about to come up on Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul has got to be like the most. Probably about just like much as like the Mike Tyson fight. They're just gonna smack each other around.
And that's the worst thing that ever happened ever. Like, well, talk about how like boxing is like declined. Like,
it's turned into just like a little celebrity. We got beef.
You're the best. Like, statistically speaking, the best boxer in history is fighting a YouTuber. No, I just want you guys to let that sink in.
At least he's undefeated, so like he's not gonna like take a dive or anything. Like, so hopefully he just puts an end to this whole the Paul's just trying to
the Paul
take all these fights and think they're some proven boxer.
Did you see how much money Mayweather got? Like his contract, he's getting $1 million straight up just to walk in, and then 50% of all pay-per-view sales. Now Logan Paul is getting $10,000 and only 5% of the pay-per-view. And he's taking that much of a pay cut for Mayweather to basically take all the money because he knows this is about to be a massive cash grab.
Well, I just don't want to, because we know Mayweather will drag it out like he does every fight, and he won't put him away until maybe the 8th round or so, like he did with McGregor. Like, he's gonna toy around. Like, dude, like, no, like, you don't. That's so unnecessary. Like, knock him out and just put an end to him.
I hope it's not another Triller fight. That was terrible.
Yeah,
the way they put that on.
Oh, it's good. No, it's the same thing. I think, isn't it? I'm pretty sure.
I hope not.
Yeah, because that's.
Yeah, I don't want to just see a bunch of concerts and that. Like,
yeah, it's because it's just a show, basically. Yeah. I mean, they were talking about how Justin Bieber performed longer than the whole Jake Paul fight last time.
One more thing on Paul at the UFC fight. I must be way behind on some of this drama or whatever, but he was sitting there with Antonio Brown.
Yeah,
they were about to fight each other like a year ago.
Oh my!
Yeah, but that's Antonio Brown.
That's
just the way he is, I guess.
I guess I don't know if Antonio Brown just came up to him and was like, "Yeah, dude, my head was messed up." Like,
his head was
CTE. Like, I don't want to fight. Like, I don't care to fight.
One day one day he's happy to get traded to the Raiders, and then next week he's all mad about his helmet, and then he's all of a sudden got off the team.
Yeah.
Or because also he made a tweet that it was fake news that he was going to the Bills. It never ended up on the Bills.
Like, Jake Paul dropped the diss track about this guy. It was actually pretty like deep. Like, he went after him. Like, it wasn't like anything like soft. Like, he really went after him.
We have to before we move on, we have to talk about Kamaru Usman real quick.
Oh yeah,
that was brutal.
Yeah, took out beat Masvidal's own game.
Now I really like Masvidal, but like, how? Other than it being a rematch with Usman, how is he getting title fights? Like, his record isn't good. His only he beat his last 3 wins are Darren Till, Ben Askren, and Nate Diaz.
Okay. Because
I mean Nate Diaz is respectable, okay.
I remember that Diaz fight.
He put Askren into retirement, and Till was on a fight night card.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know either. I really don't know either. I don't know, but I just know Usman's a beast though. Like,
Usman's a beast,
and I loved Usman's response too after the game or after the fight, because obviously he was the Masvidal was the home guy because it was in Florida, beloved there, so they were going nuts for Masvidal. So they're booing when Usman's talking, and Usman just said, like, Jacksonville, you wanted violence, I brought you violence. So that I respected the heck out of that. I was like, oh, Dude, that's tough.
I saw a tweet yesterday from Conor McGregor saying that Usman's copying his moves now, so he's got to go up to 170 and kick his ass.
Yeah, I saw that because he did like the fake outside punch and then boom, but
Oh man, that'd be a fun fight.
Wow.
I don't know how Conor would fare.
Champ.
I don't know how Conor would fare.
Not good. Oh, not good at all.
No.
Oh, not good
No.
at all. Usman would sleep him easily, but money.
It would sell some pay-per-view. That's for a fact. That's all it would.
But also,
All
I
right.
think
Money talks.
Usman's pretty smart at the same time. I don't know if he would give up his title belt to, an aging Conor McGregor.
No, that's fair.
Especially an aging Conor McGregor that hasn't won a fight in years now.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's. Yeah. Well, his last win was against Cowboy.
That's true. That was right.
It was before COVID because it was in front of a packed house. Yeah.
All right.
So it was in front of a packed house.
Had to have been right before COVID.
So it had to be 20. It might have actually been early 2020. It might have been like January, February.
All right.
Now that I remember. So yeah, and then he got crushed by Poirier. And now that he's got him again coming up. We'll see how he goes there. But
I'm excited to find out a little more about that fight.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're getting low on a little time. I don't want to keep get it off for now, but we're gonna get to this point. But Kevin, I know you want to talk.
We've been holding him back.
We got holding him back a little bit. So
hold
Kevin,
him back for so long.
Kevin.
All right.
So we need to let you go.
So maybe not so much for the East, Coast people right now. It's like 9:15, but for the West Coast people that are eating right now, it's pasta night, baby. You know why? Because what happened? Zach, talk to me. You're a big NASCAR guy.
NASCAR.
Okay, so what just happened yesterday?
Geico 500 at Talladega Superspeedway.
Right. And how many drivers were on that race? 40 drivers.
40.
And we're a big Anthony Alfredo podcast here.
Yep.
You know where my guy placed?
12th out of 40
drivers.
40.
So if
that's one more than 39.
If you're not getting your Prego meat sauce here and your penne pasta, I don't care what pasta you're using, but you better have some pasta on deck. And you better not go light on the sauce. We're going heavy because Sauce Mafia is here to stay. What did I tell you guys last interview? Buy stock now. Yeah, you better have listened to me because you know what? We jumped from what was it, like 30 something last race before that to 12. He's only a rookie. He's a rookie. He's a rookie.
He is a rookie.
22 years old. Come on.
What do we call that jump?
42 North.
We call that the 42 North 78West bump, baby.
Yeah, that's right.
So what do we got next, Zach? Do you know the next race we got in the Cup Series?
Oh man, I hate when you put me on the spot like this. No, I don't. Talk for a second.
Well, whatever race we got next, we're gonna make a giant leap from that 12th spot, and we're gonna get top 10, top 5.
10.
We might win the whole thing. Why not?
They're at Kansas Saturday at 7:30.
Kansas. Wow.
It's time to get saucy, Kansas.
Kansas.
Get your pasta, get your sauce, and let's do this thing.
So one thing we need to talk about too. So I know Zach, you want to touch on this. Joey Logano is a big conspiracy going on right now with Joey Logano. Whoa.
That doesn't come off.
Yeah, well, it's
Technical difficulties.
From me to you to me, we're living in a simulation. I don't know if anyone watched Wednesday's iRace on Fox, but two things happened in yesterday's race also. Joey Logano on the backstretch flipped and went airborne. And Brad Keselowski won the race. Now,
2 days later, right?
it's not a coincidence.
Yeah.
We're living in a simulation.
Okay.
Okay? All right?
Like
I said,
what's going
me
on?
to you, you to me.
What's going on?
We're in a simulation.
What's going on?
The simulation controls all.
And is that
And they're showing it through NASCAR.
and is that why Joey Logano flipped again and Brad Keselowski won the race?
Yeah.
Yep.
Is this like the Earth is flat theory or something that? Like, is that where Logano's going with this? Is he about to be the J.R. Smith of NASCAR?
Logano didn't say that. I said
that was Kyrie Irving.
Oh, it was Kyrie.
Yeah, it was Kyrie Irving. Yeah, that was Kyrie
Kyrie's the flat
Irving.
earther.
Yeah.
But anyways, Logano didn't say that conspiracy theory. I said that conspiracy theory.
Well, everyone else is saying it too. If you go right on
Logano was mad because he doesn't like the aero package that they use for the plate tracks, and he he said that no one knows how to drive it, so I almost had what happened to Ryan Newman last year. But also, everyone straps into the car every week and has that same risk. That's why everyone knows that.
I mean, those banks.
We'll suck it up if our guy had to drive on dirt.
Oh
yeah. Don't even get me started on I'm still not over that.
If our guy had to drive on dirt,
you can drive at the super speed.
Listen, like I don't. He's just mad that he couldn't place top 12. Only the elite of the elite can place top 12. So
no, but I mean,
all seriousness aside,
I mean, the Talladega has the highest bank. It's higher than Daytona.
33 degrees.
Yeah, they got a hard turn there.
Yeah, but like I said, all seriousness aside, Brad Keselowski won yesterday, and he tied Dale Jr. and Jeff Gordon for second all time in Talladega wins, only behind Dale Sr.
Pretty good company.
T's and P's.
Pretty good.
But anything else? How about this Kaz Grala in the number 116 car coming in sixth?
116,
like 116.
Yeah.
No offense. What is his name? Kaz. Yeah, I'm sure he's a nice guy, but like, he's not part of the Sauce Mafia.
He's not.
He doesn't have his own mafia.
You're either with us or against us.
He had who finished right behind him? Tyler Reddick. I mean, probably pushed him to the front. Well, they were wrecking right in front of him, so he probably made it easy for him.
Who knows?
Anyways,
all right, we got one more. Was it one more I would mention? Kevin, one more. You got another one for you, baby.
It's a good day.
There it is. There
the
it
Knicks,
is. Oh.
9-game winning streak. 9-game winning streak.
Could you believe it? Man?
Oh, dude, this team is so fun. Julius Randle is. Oh, dude, he's MVP. Just give him the MVP. Dude is playing out of his mind right now. If Devin, if you're watching, sorry for the beatdown we had to give you guys the other night. You guys have beat our butts the past few years already, so we had to get our revenge. But we're playing the Suns right now. It's going to be a tight game. I think it was tied at the end of the third, so we'll see if we can extend the winning streak to 10. But this team defensively, oh my god,
no,
wait till we get to the playoffs. It's gonna be fun.
They're a pretty good. They're pretty good damn team. That's for sure. And then but the only thing they want to talk about still is the Nets. They all want to talk about, are they going to show up for the playoffs? Are they going to show up for here? It's like, really, dude? Like, come on. Let's talk about the teams that are actually playing some ball here. Not the super team that is, everyone wants to talk about.
Mm-hmm. The NBA is much better when the Knicks are actually good.
Yeah, even Stephen A. Smith's over there always celebrating. He's like, doesn't matter what's going on. The Knicks are over 500.
Yeah, and it's just cool. Like teams like the Knicks, the Hornets, like these teams that aren't like those super teams that are playing just good team basketball and maybe have one or two guys that are just playing really good. Like it's fun to watch those teams. These super teams, it's just so stale. Like, ever since the big three with Miami and then all these teams trying to replicate it, it's not as fun.
No, I mean, I thought last season was fun because the superstars did start to spread out a bit more. Like obviously the Warriors, Durant moved on from the Warriors. But then now the Nets has just literally signed any good player that's
anyone was available. It was basically Blake Griffin. Here's this guy. Anyone who just became free agent was like, oh, Brooklyn Nets. All right, that's the team.
So like now it's literally just.
But it was so funny. It's still funny to me
between the Lakers and Nets.
I gotta bring this up. It's still funny to me that the Brooklyn Nets tried this before with the super team. Remember when they traded for Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and they had all this old talent.
They're 5 years too late.
And it never worked out.
Yeah,
Jason,
to be fair, this is a little different than that. They got them like 40 years old.
Yeah, they all. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was bad. And then I think the next team is I gotta watch out for is the Suns right now. Chris Paul and Devin Booker, man, looking
Chris
pretty
Paul's
good.
been a huge difference, and DeAndre Ayton's kind of coming into his own too. So they got a nice squad over there.
Yeah,
that's a solid squad.
I think that you guys anything else? That's it.
New York State up to 33% capacity at sporting events.
Yeah,
now,
that's
Salem
that's
Field.
a big
I'm coming for you.
Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, the Yankees are coming, right?
Middle of June.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. And also, I mean, that will definitely help because they want, what they said, they want to be full capacity for Bills games. It's looking at their 33% now. A lot of other like packed places just went up to 50%. So, I mean, who knows? We don't know. We don't know if it's going to happen.
I feel like by September, we
So-
could be
yeah,
at that
September-
point.
yeah,
I mean, if
September.
we're at 33% now in New York State, I
Couple
mean, the
more
more
months, yeah.
the more people get vaccinated. I say a couple months from now, maybe we're at 50%. I could see 100 by September.
Yeah, it could happen. Yeah, I mean, it depends on the vaccination numbers first. It just really just depends on that. And who knows if they want to do the cards? If you're gonna be required? Who knows? I don't know. It's gonna be weird to see. But other than that, I think that really wraps up our show.
Don't forget to watch our mock
Yep.
draft special on Wednesday when we put it out.
Yep.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well,
Check us out, Apple, Spotify.
all right. See you guys later.
Wherever you
See ya.
Peace.